Ok, je filme. Vous avez vu? Là, il n'y a rien. Et là, il n'y a rien. Ça veut dire qu'en fait, mon iPad ne filme rien. Pourtant, dans les paramètres, j'ai bien mis que je pouvais mettre des vidéos dessus, et etc. Mais c'est changé quotidiennement. Donc à chaque fois, il faut vous battre contre des problèmes comme ça. Et moi, j'avais arrêté un peu de travailler pour faire un peu des vidéos et du montage un peu de manière poussée par la narcissique. De manière un peu, on va dire, autonome, auto-entrepreneur, un peu sur le côté. Et en fait, non, c'est pas possible. Parce que cette personne-là et son père, le président de quartier, le directeur de petite maison de quartier, tout ça, il a quelques amis un peu dans la barbouze. Le mec, il s'est pris pour James Bond. Le mec, il s'est pris pour James Bond et voilà. Donc vous voyez que j'enregistre, mais j'enregistre rien en fait. Okay, so I'm doing these videos since me and my covert narcissist, malignant narcissist for 20 years, we're going in a final phase of the grand finale, and God, it's just like amazing how I'm surprised how she can pull up stuff. Like today she pulled a thing I didn't see it coming. Like she took my son to the, so she decided she won't take my son to the school because apparently he had trouble sleeping and it was my fault. Apparently, maybe if she was not sleeping with the same bed of him, with the same bed and being in bed with him and he's 8, that wouldn't be less troubling. But that's okay. I mean, we're gonna say it. That makes sense for her. So she punished me like that because I said I will go to a social worker basically because I have no income. She takes all the income. She's the only work at work. Because every time you try to work, your emails are like redirected. I mean, like a lot of people, I don't have to explain that. But for those who don't know what is like narcissism and covert narcissism, even the cops, they don't have an acquaintance about this, like a real first-hand experience. And they have to be more cautionary about this since it's kind of a hiatus in French, because it's a space in between like two kind of realities, normal reality of normal people, and then they are the narcissist. And the veil is thinning in terms of like if you want to see that on a religious aspect or you want to see that into more about evolution. We've been like a lot of smart and creative people and good-hearted people, not only just smart, but people that can make a change and make things going a little bit better are always like they always collide with this kind of people. So I've been documenting my life with this person for a long time because it's a miracle I'm alive. I realize when I start having like health issues, and a lot of people will know what I'm talking about. But before I go into that, into the specific, you have those flashbacks when you're talking. And just for today, it was weird because after that she just sent me a message and said, hey, he has to go to the daycare. I'm sorry, I'm going to close the window. So she basically said he has to go to the dentist, and my son is pretty scared of the dentist. Like he has a very bad history with the dentist, and every time we had those kind of problems and I'm going to go to the police or to a social worker, those things just pop up from nowhere. I don't know if it's like synchronicity or it's just like meant to be like that, or I'm not trying to go there because you see they overload your brain with information to the point where the only thing that you can do is run in circles and in loops, and it's pretty terrible. So I had to go there, and I saw my son, and he was crying. And when I just arrived there, I don't know if it's on purpose or not, the person that was at the desk front, she just ran into the, and she said something and she came back, and I said, oh, I just want to see my son. I said, yeah, your son is just there. So I know she knew who I was because my wife maybe went there and started crying. Because remember, the power of a woman crying is like the power of a baby that is crying in your face when you are like a young father. there is a mechanism that is triggered inside your brain, and that's why there's the whole debate about like, are female narcissists worse than male narcissists? And obviously yes, because they have this secret weapon, which is the cry. You know, when she started crying, I saw cops coming at home because she faked a signature on a federal document, okay, which is a pretty bad offense, and it's not the first time. And I told her next time I would do it. So I called the cops. The cops came, and first it was, yeah, is it true? And she said, yeah, it's true. And you know what happened? And the cop started like shaking like this. He started like dancing, like saying, and I'm pretty sure she was triggering some deep subconscious emotion on him, like something that happened to someone of his family or his mother. And that's why it's difficult to deal with those female narcissists, because they have this weapon. A long time ago, it was the opposite. Men were like the worst narcissists. But in this case, it's the female. And there's nothing I can do. I said, hey guys, and then she told them that I have a bad memory. And it's not that I have a bad memory, it's just like I was in shock to see that. And they start saying, well, what was the exact day your son was born, and what was, you know, because they know they fucked up so much your memory that you have to think about it, like, because you're in a shock, okay? And then the cop just like start putting his hand on his gun and saying, I say, yeah, please tell me if she said, she admit, yeah, she admit, but you're not nice too. I say, it's not about being nice, it's about the law. Did she did that or not? It's a federal offense. You can go to jail. It's not the first time she did in that. And I can prove you on several documents, including taxes. And the cop just pretended nothing happened. So, just to let you know, I try to be brief because it's a sum up video. When you start fighting them, expect them to fight back, but they've been prepared for years. And I almost died a few years ago. I went to the hospital, I had this terrible thing happening to me, and now I'm pretty sure I was drugged with Alzheimer medication. So, her grandma had Alzheimer, okay? And you know those people, they're savvy about medication. They always keep, and I will show you in my house, there is always a lot of medication here and there. The due date is passed, and I was always like, oh my God, why is that happening? But it's simple. They gather all this information and they learn how to poison you slowly. Was it like just with their words, the hacks, the credit card accounts? And at this time, when I was on this bed at the hospital and I was feeling so bad, my vision was like this. It was like, I don't know, some kind of substance. And you know what I realized? My God, I have two policy assurance on my life assurance. The two in France, just before we left, in the city tour. One was with La Poste and one was with another company. Both of them vanished. And when she told me the policy assurance vanished, I didn't pay attention. I said, yeah, oh my God. She said, yeah, that's the French. The French, they hate you because your name is this and that. And she always like pushed me to say that France was bad and it's a shitty country and the French are racist. But in the same time, she was going to her father and mother and saying, my husband, oh, he's not the Mediterranean. And you see, she played the card all over the place. And her father came at the time when I started having like those medication problems. I mean, like those poisoning problems. Then I had a lot of people popping in my life and they say, we cannot really help you, but we can tell you one thing. Be careful who you sleep with, be careful what you do. Some people, they can be not really nice, but they didn't want to tell me because I was at this moment where I cannot like process the information. So I said, okay, I'm gonna go to France. So when I went to France, I was looking for the papers and then I saw so many things that were just bad. And then I realized those people, they did that for generations. But I will go more in detail about the generational thing, and I'm just gonna stop here for today.